MMA career. Did you have a favorite fight or one that you just look back on? You're like, oh, that was the one.
My favorite fight, I didn't win this one, was against Brad Duguay. And we went 2.5 rounds. He ended up finishing me in the third. But it was probably my best fight in the sense that it really showed my overall improvement. Like, I really worked hard on my boxing. I showed my hands there. I worked hard on my ground and pound. So like in the first round, I elbowed the fuck out of his face and stuff like that. Looking back, I think I probably should have just tried to submit him, but I like Brad Duguay now as a person and stuff, but I really just wanted to punch him in the face back then. So I really just kind of like worked on that in the round and made in the fight, and it made it a good fight, but I wasted a lot of energy, I think, just trying to punch him when I should have just like jumped on the arm or something like that and submitted him, because I think I could have submitted him in the first round. But
yeah, and I mean, it's tough. You see a lot of guys in MMA too, guys that are like jiu-jitsu specialists. I'm thinking of George Gurgel, who was like the classic, like he's so good on the ground, but like a lot of his fights were just spent kickboxing and standing up. So it's like, yeah, I feel like kind of probably like you said, you want to like kind of show your skills and like I've been working on my ground and pound, and I don't just need to win by submission, but at the same time, like you're not working kind of like your best tool in the fight. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's interesting that you would pick a fight too that you didn't necessarily win, but you just kind of showcase your skills. What about your first fight? Talk about a little bit about that. Where was it? Were you like extra nervous for that one? Talk a little bit about the first time there.
Yeah, so my first fight was against this guy named Jeff Black, who people, no offense to Jeff, but people used to call him a garage fighter. Like he just kind of self-trained himself. Yeah. At the time, his record was 2-7. So like the promoters and my coach, they all told me like, this is the fight that you're supposed to win. This is a good first fight for you. You're just going to go down there. You're going to take him down to the ground. You're going to submit him. And like I knew that was the possibility for me, but backstage, I was so nervous. Like I was pretty much ready to die that night. Like I was like anything can happen. He could hit me with a wild haymaker, hit me in the head, and then I end up dying or something. Like I was pretty much ready to die. And I went into the fight and he threw up these crazy haymakers at me, and I froze up. I shelled up, and then I could hear Dana yelling at me. He's like, "Don't just stand there." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay." And then I like grabbed him, took him down, and then I ended up submitting him near the end of the round. Like there was a bit of some scrambling on the ground. I had him in an arm bar. I felt his arm popped, and like I never felt that before, so I kind of like eased up a bit, and then he slammed me. I had the arm, but at the time I didn't really know what to do with the arm, like because he had it protected and stuff. So we just kind of stayed there for a bit. The ref stood us up, and then from there I just kind of like pulled guard and triangled, choked him from there.
Sick. Yeah, and that must have been like such an adrenaline rush too, right? Once you
man, it was crazy because like we had like the team and like friends of the team that were down there to see me, and I remember just submitting the guy, and like the whole crowd's just cheering for me, and like never experienced that in my life. So I'm like looking at people, and like I probably have like this face of shock on me, like I don't know how to react to it. And I look over at the corner, and my best friend from high school, he's laughing hysterically at me. I probably have this face that's like dumbfounded. And then Dana just came in, lifted me up, and it was just like it was such a high. Like, and I remember just sitting near my friends and stuff after the fight, And I was like, oh shit, I'm getting paid for this. $600 from it. But I was like, man, this is crazy. I actually got paid for competing. Like,
yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, it's amazing.